June 13, 2025, the sovereignty and territorial integrity of the Islamic Republic of Iran have been gravely violated by unlawfully and aggressive military action carried out by the Zionist regime and subsequently by the United States. I'll try to share with you our official position regarding this matter. In the midst of our negotiations with the United States, which were close to reaching a conclusion, the regime of Israel launched an act of aggression on 13 June 2025. This aggression targeted residential areas, defense infrastructures, and peaceful nuclear facilities. As a result of this attack, several senior military commanders, scientists, university professors, and innocent civilians, including women and children, were killed. Economic and industrial areas, such as refineries, energy transmission hubs, TV stations, and petroleum distribution facilities were also deliberately struck. The deadly incident was immediately reported to the United Nations Security Council, according to the Article 51 of the United Nations Charter, which states, "Nothing in this present charter shall impair the inherent right of individual or collective self-defense if an armed attack occurs against a member of the United Nations until the Security Council has taken measures necessary to maintain international peace and security. Measures taken by members in the exercise of this right of self-defense shall be immediately reported to Security Council and shall not in any way affect the authority and responsibility of the time such action as deemed necessary in order to maintain or restore international peace and security." But until now, the Security Council failed to do so. In response to this aggression and upon our self-defense right, Iran lawfully exercised its right to defend itself against the Zionist regime, targeting its military, intelligence, and security centers. The Zionist regime claimed that it had conducted the aggression under the pretext of so-called preemptive defense, which is totally rejected and meaningless in the terminology of the international law. Thus, the aggression is a clear violation of Article 2, Paragraph 4 of the United Nations Charter. This article says, "All members shall refrain in their international relations from the threat or use of force against the territorial integrity or political independence of any state, or in any other manner inconsistent with the purpose of the United Nations." The recent assault is part of the Zionist regime's decades-long pattern of unpunished violations of international law. This regime is most persistent violator of international norms, the United Nations Charter, Security Council resolutions, humanitarian law, and human rights principles over the past 80 years, which you are witnessing about Gaza targets. While our cities were under the regime's bombardment, the United States, in a clear violation of Article 2, Paragraph 4 of the Charter of the United Nations and NPT, invaded our territory and launched an attack on our peaceful nuclear facilities. Condemning this brutal military aggression by the United States, Iran exercised its inherent right of self-defense and responded by striking back at the United States base in Qatar. This action was in accordance with the Charter and we observe the principle of proportionality. Otherwise, we could have destroyed the entire base of the United States in Qatar. In this response, our intention was by no means to violate Qatar's sovereignty, and we have explained this to Doha. Our neighbors know well that we are not a people of war or aggression. We are the people of Attar, Ferdowsi, Khayyam, Hafez, Saadi. We are not people of war and aggression. After our attack on the American base in Qatar, and considering that the Zionist regime was affected by our missile responses, they requested a ceasefire. Since we are not seeking tension or adventurism, we agreed to the ceasefire proposal made by the Zionist regime on 24th of June. However, we have no trust in the regime and are ready to respond immediately if the ceasefire is violated. The United States bears full responsibility for the consequences of this criminal and aggressive act committed in collusion with the genocidal Zionist regime. The attack on Iran's nuclear facilities by a permanent member of the United Nations Security Council is a dangerous precedent and a direct breach of Article 2, Paragraph 4 of United Nations Charter as well as NPT. Other documents which are breached by the United States is the obligation to respect state territorial integrity and sovereignty. United Nations Security Council Resolution 2231 and advancing blow to the global non-proliferation regime which aim to prevent the spread of nuclear weapons and promote peaceful use of nuclear energy. This act of aggression represents Washington's complicity with the Zionist regime in waging war on Iran. Dear friends, now after these tragic accidents, Iran calls upon the United Nations Security Council to convene an emergency session to condemn the United States aggression. The IAEA Board of Governors to urgently address this violation, especially as Iran's nuclear facilities remains under full IAEA safeguards and supervision. Iran calls on the international community to strongly condemn this blatant violation of international law. The Islamic Republic of Iran will spare no efforts to maintain stability and peace in the strategic region of West Asia, the Persian Gulf, Gulf of Oman, and the Red Sea. And as the guardian of peace and security in the Persian Gulf, it attaches great importance to maintaining amicable and peaceful relations with all peace-loving countries. Thank you very much for your attention.